Back in the historic cemetery for the voiceover. It's sunny. We're getting a break between hurricane weather and other hurricane weather. Birds are chirping, and it's Friday. A perfect time to really feel deep regret. I've been getting the itch to return to fiction writing. I left a novel draft about 75% finished in October, and I haven't been back to it since then. And the itch has just returned, man. I want to see it through, so I was squinting at my computer, doing an impersonation of doing my job earlier today while I actually read what I had, just starting from the beginning. Gonna read through, take my notes, and then capture that momentum to push through to the end of that project. I've written at this point, I think 14 3/4 novels. We can throw out the 4 that I wrote after the first one I wrote, which I published, which has a lot of problems. There's a lot of things I'd have done differently with that book. Next 4 or 5, toss them out. But the 5 after that, and then the 6. So the 6 after that, and then the thing that I, was writing last fall, I'm proud of, man. And I want to do that stuff justice. A lot of my mental energy and temporal, allotment is caught up in my job, which has nothing to do with stuff that I care about. But I want to carve out some time again to get back into that. This one that I finished most recently, not the one that's in progress, it's called The Voidheart Engine, and it's a dystopian Western. There is this engine that is using ghosts to create renewable energy until it explodes and creates this radioactive wasteland full of mutants and ghosts. And there's this dude, this bounty hunter, who is kind of a self-fashioned outcast for reasons that are revealed eventually, who gets kidnapped by this mining magnate and tasked with recovering this orphaned psychic girl who has been captured by his estranged brother, who is this famous sky pirate who flies around in a zeppelin, and he's got an eye, a prosthetic eye that has wings like the Snitch, and it pops out of his head and kind of follows you around. And he actually has a bounty on the protagonist, Rourke, which is part of why Rourke is a self-fashioned outcast. In addition to, of course, the shame for the terrible thing that every protagonist has to have done before the book starts that they're running away from, but have to confront by the end of the book, right? Because that's just storytelling. And I really like that one, man, and I might self-publish it. I've been seriously considering it because, I don't care about turning a profit. I just want it out there in the world, and I'm tired of all the editorial bullshit where, it gets sent to the head editor of some publication or some publishing press, and they say, oh, it just wasn't quite right for us, but we're not going to tell you why. If you change it in ways that we're not going to tell you how you should change it, we'll take another look at it. And, you go through that process 10 to 15 times with a novel, which is incredibly time consuming. And you just kind of get a little disillusioned. So might do the self-publishing thing, get it out in the world. It's kind of a death sentence on your academic career, but at this point I don't have an academic career. And really the bigger death sentence is not being in a wheelchair and non-binary, of ambiguous ethnic origin. Those are really the things that are going to prevent you from getting hired in this current climate. Though in the US that may be changing. We'll see.